learned in school. Never mind what your parents told you. Disregard what your friends say. From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys. For the next several minutes, they'll take you on a journey through the political jungle. When your journey is over and you're safe at home, they promise you'll be stronger, smarter, and just plain better. So buckle up, hang on to your ears, because your journey starts now.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! I just want to say that those two boys, Nate and Brian, have been very naughty this year. Ho, ho, ho! Oy vey.
Yeah. Oy vey.
Oy vey.
I don't understand.
Santa's Jewish. Who'd have figured?
I thought he was German.
He is German, but he's a German Jew. He can be both. All right, well, today is Thursday, December 13th, 2018. We're in the Freedom Studios on the 15th floor of the Patriot Towers in Liberty City. Where at, Nate?
Argentina.
Argentina. Are those Argentinas clapping for us?
Argentinas?
Argentines.
Argentinians?
Argentinians? Argentines.
Argentines?
I don't know.
Argentanders?
I don't think it's that.
Oh.
Pretty sure it's not that.
Our governor likes to call us Michiganders.
Yeah.
That's his preferred.
Yeah, so?
I like...
Michiganians?
Michiganite?
You know what I like? Hey, you! You idiots from that mitten-shaped state.
You know what ones are difficult? Indiana.
Indianians?
Yeah, it's tough. I don't think... Is that right?
I think they just call them Indies.
Indian and Indies? Indians?
Ohioans?
Right.
That makes
tough,
sense.
Isn't it?
Pennsylvanians? That's
Hey,
good.
our dispute has been submitted.
Good.
It's exciting. Both of them. 2 disputes.
All right. Let's see. We weren't on last week. I was a little under the weather.
I stayed inside.
You weren't in the weather?
Nope.
I don't know whether I should believe you.
Oh, you know what? Actually, last week during the show, I was above the weather. Not during the show, but during the day.
Yeah.
I was above the weather. Kind of.
Can you be above the
I
weather?
don't think
You can,
so.
I guess.
But I was above some
That's
clouds.
called space.
I was.
You weren't that high.
I was in space.
Were you?
Yeah, you didn't.
No, I just heard you flew out east.
No.
Oh, that was
That day I flew out west.
Really? Where did you go?
Monday I flew out east. I flew.
Oh, you're flying all over the place.
I flew to Illinois.
Illinois. That's kind of west, but it's not really west.
Not too far. We basically just
You flew there, huh? You could have walked faster, probably.
Yeah.
With all the delays.
But that's not fun.
No.
And there's not snacks.
No.
I'm walking.
But you could have had your gun with you.
And I could have if I had walked, but I didn't walk, so I didn't have it with me.
I know you didn't. Because I had.
And then I'm still looking for one. You must.
I went into the doctor's office today, and I was getting a procedure done.
The implants look nice.
And the thing is that facility where the procedure was done looks just like a Motel 6. Second floor.
And the bed was like a bathtub.
Exam
It was
room
weird.
23.
There was a lot of ice in the bathtub. I don't know.
And my back is really sore. And so I had my glasses in my sweatshirt in the little pouch pocket, which I love. Put all your stuff in there. I had everything in there. And I leaned back, and my glasses fell out onto the floor. She goes, "Oh, that's okay. I've seen worse things go there." I said, "Well, I'm just glad it wasn't my gun." She goes, and I thought I'd really shock her, She goes, "What kind is it?"
That's good.
I said, I don't have them on there. Oh, my ex-husband took all mine. I said, "Well, that stinks." So we talked about guns for a while. It's kind of cool.
It's exciting, and now you just got her fired.
She got a couple of kids, and they're like 6 and 8. And I guess she said she talked to a guy, and I don't know if this is legitimate, but this guy told her that he would teach her kids hunter safety. And I said, "That's a little young." He said, "Well, no, he tailors it towards kids that age."
What age?
6, 8. Usually you're 10, 11 when you take hunter, at least in Michigan.
I mean, I think you could learn certain things.
I'm not
though,
saying
when you're
that.
6
I'm
or
just
8.
saying that I don't know
Maybe
of any
if
program.
the course was tailored to kids that age, which
Yeah.
it sounds like it is.
It's fine, but
so what's the issue?
I have a feeling it's at the Motel 6.
Do you know what time they start hunting in Argentina?
Uh,
Or what age, I mean? No, what time? 8 a.m.
8 a.m., damn it.
But I don't know. Is it the Eastern time zone? Or Central? Eastern, I think.
Oh,
Probably
Argentina's
Eastern.
probably Eastern.
Or the one that's to the right of Eastern.
Yeah, Central.
No, to the right.
Oh, they're not. No, they're not out in the ocean.
What is that?
I think they're almost straight down. But anyways, we're drifting more than normal.
Usually we just forge a path.
We spot on
straight
all the
ahead.
time. Yeah, we stay close to topic. But this time we're drifting. But what I'm saying is that it's at the Motel 6. And I think he's a pedophile. He doesn't really teach them hunter safety.
It is
What?
Argentina Standard Time is their time zone. It is 10:06 p.m.
So they must be farther west than we thought. No, east. Farther east than we thought.
Like
yeah.
I said.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Right.
you think you're a geographer, but you're not.
I don't know where I don't know a schist from Shinola.
Did you see that sweet geology here in Michigan where the sand blew away and they found a shipwreck?
On land? Because that's the only way the sand would blow away.
Right.
Then how is it a shipwreck?
Well, there was that one time for like 35 days or something. There was a lot of water on Earth.
So they think it's the Ark? That's quite a drift. But, you know, they were afloat for a year, so it's possible. Did they really find one?
Yes, they really found one. And some...
I mean, water levels...
Oh,
well, I mean, water levels were higher, but that was, 10,000 years ago.
Yeah.
And people weren't sailing ships in the area at that point.
It might not have been in Michigan. I don't know.
Well, that makes a big difference.
Might have been in Argentina.
Maybe it was in the Sea of Galilee or something now that it's been exposed and they're losing the water there. Lots of things are being exposed now that we're underwater.
Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah,
It's
let's
fine.
please. We're going to have a trivia question this day in history, hopefully, if we have time. What do you want to talk about first? What? Go ahead. Your favorite subject?
Well, I guess we can if you want to.
Well, what do you want? We
The
can jump around.
remains of what could be a shipwreck from 1878 have emerged through sand along Lake Michigan in western Michigan. Experts say the wood ribbing might be a section from the L.C. Woodruff. Oh, that's my mother's
maiden name.
Yeah, so a schooner that sank near Whitehall.
schooner?
Yeah, schooner.
No, it's
Okay.
it's schooner.
It looks like schooner to
I know
me.
it does.
Like shul, where my kid goes every day.
Right. Do they learn about shipping?
That wasn't funny. No, they learn about shipping.
Oh, shipping.
Chipping. Okay, it
Boy.
sank near Whitehall while carrying corn
Whitehall.
140 years ago.
Well, but did they say the sand shifted on land from wind, or are they talking about on like a sandbar and the waves exposed it? That I can buy.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Waves
Yeah.
shifting sands.
That happens quite often.
It won't be visible for long, and it may be gone with the next storm.
Yeah.
So that's real fancy.
The Great Lakes have thousands of shipwrecks. Thousands. I mean, it was a busy, busy shipping area. It still is. But it was just incredible how many shipwrecks there are in the Great Lakes.
There's one real famous one.
Yep. There
The
is.
Titanic. Most people
It's
don't
hard-
know.
It's hard to dive to that one,
The Titanic?
especially in Lake
Or
Superior.
the Edmund Fitzgerald. Let's move on.
Yeah, it's hard to dive there as well.
What's my favorite topic? Where are we at?
Taxes.
Oh, I love taxes.
I know you do.
This was a good one. So, you learned how to text recently on your phone.
Yeah, I
Send
can do
text
it. I can do
messages.
it now.
You can do it once in a while.
Yeah.
They're hard to read, but
I don't like it.
you can do it. The California Public Utilities Commission, that's CPUC, is floating. What is your problem?
What the puck is that? Okay.
We're not getting a lot of traction. We're kind of spinning our wheels, but it's funny. That's okay. They're floating the idea of adding a surcharge, a tax, to any cell phone bill that includes charges for texting services.
So explain that.
So you pay your cell phone bill. One
Right.
of the things you pay for is the ability to send and receive text messages.
Right. Is that a flat rate, though?
It depends.
Or do they charge you per text or letter?
It depends on your plan.
What the hell?
It could be either way.
Why
you
would you
pay per text, or most of them are not per text anymore, but they
Yeah.
used to all be
Yeah.
per text message, or you could buy unlimited.
Yeah.
Most of them are unlimited now,
Right. Yeah.
but
Pay a flat fee. So that's everybody.
it's essentially
Very close,
everybody.
yeah.
This is in California, so that's a lot of people.
So what
They want to help fund programs that give low-income residents access to cell phones.
so that they can tax them when they use it?
Yeah.
That's a hell of a scam.
It wouldn't be a per text tax.
Wow.
A monthly fee based on your bill, some percentage of the amount that you're charged for text messages, which is completely insane.
And how do you do it? Because do all of these providers differentiate all the different charges, or do they just give you a sort of a flat monthly
I think
charge?
they probably usually do differentiate it.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Itemize.
Itemize. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Well, they would
So-
probably have to.
I don't know why.
What's weird, though, and this could be concerning, but just this week, I think it was this week on Wednesday, the FCC approved a new rule classifying text messages as an information service, like email, which is it's interesting because what it does is it actually gives the carriers more power to meddle with your messages. Like email, they can block spam and things like that. It would potentially allow Verizon to decide which text messages get sent or not sent or flagged or those sorts of things.
And then next would be, after you send a text about footwear, you get 700 ads come up.
Yeah.
Well, they probably do that now. I don't know.
Probably. Depending on who you
I think
send it
that's
to.
ridiculous. I think it's tough to do. And basically,
Yep.
it's just a service tax on having a cell phone.
Yep. The charges go to a number of different programs, including 911 services, subsidized phone service for low-income residents, and equipment for deaf and hard-of-hearing users. So that's good. Who can argue against
Safety and helping
safety
people
and helping the deaf and hard-of-hearing?
and the poor income.
Yeah, and free Obama phones. Who can argue against that?
But I think I liked what I said earlier about
I'm
giving
sure
the
you did like what you said.
the low income free cell phones so that they can pay taxes on it, or do they get free?
Well, it's free,
cell
so
service? Is it just the phone, or is it the service too?
The government pays for it, so the government would pay taxes
So
on there.
If the government's paying for it, then it's free to everybody, right? Nobody pays for it.
But wait, the government pays the bill, so the government would pay the taxes on the bill.
Yeah.
It would be a self-generating income.
Yeah, it's like a perpetual motion energy machine.
Wow, that's
Brilliant.
a good idea.
California comes
Nobody
to
ever thought to plug the government into itself.
right. Well, I got a place they can stick it. All right. Hopefully this will not go through, but it's California.
Yeah, they like to tax everything. They are going to vote on it apparently on January 10th,
Oy, oy, oy.
which is it's really exciting. Good old California.
Let's see. Did you get your invitation? I didn't. At odds, didn't get an invitation.
No, I got one personally.
Oh, well, that's nice, but
From-
not for media.
No,
you got
no,
it
no.
because of your name and your reputation.
Yeah.
You got a personal invite
Yeah,
from
that's it.
Trump himself. But
Yeah.
apparently, the White House is not going to have a media party
Oh no.
this year. Well, they've had it for decades.
Oh no.
And the media loved it, and the White House could
really?
use it to smooze. and
Uh-huh.
They could bring a guest, so that's nice, and then they could wander around the White House and
Yep.
look at all the decoration.
Yep.
And then you get to wait in line for an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours, and you get your picture taken with the president and the first lady.
Yeah.
And they had to stand there while all the
entire
media
time.
people came through, and Trump said, "Screw that." Last year, the White House had it, but the first lady and the president did
They
not
didn't do
pose.
pictures, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't blame them.
This is being
If
reported
it were
in the
me,
media. Okay.
if I was going to do it, I would be sitting in a throne.
Like a big Santa chair.
okay.
You'd let him sit on your lap? You get your picture taken like that?
Just some of them on my lap.
Okay.
Not all of
yeah,
them.
I get it.
Let's see. So,
but it's being reported everywhere in the media like it's some slight to the media, and I think is it really a surprise that of all presidents, the one that has the worst relationship with the media, Donald Trump, decides not to throw a party for the media?
well, here's the thing. I don't think that we should be paying for these parties anyways.
Well, I agree with that.
Right?
But I mean,
It's not
but
Trump, not the president.
but specifically for Donald Trump, what good could come of it?
I don't know.
Because last year when they did it, Mike Pence ended up sort of having an impromptu press conference, kind of not on purpose.
Well, and they mentioned that the White House uses it to spin, so they they're talking to people and trying to get words out and sound bites out to prop up the White House. So there's benefits there.
Not for Trump. There's not a single media outlet, maybe Fox News sometimes, there's not a single outlet that's going to publish any of the good things he says.
I'm glad you said that because the White House is hosting a lot of other parties, and selected media people will be invited, including Fox News. They've made the guest list. You're probably going to one of those other parties, and not the media party.
Right.
Then your invitation.
I'm not supposed to tell you about it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Donnie said you'd be upset if you found out. So
Damn right I am. I think he owes me a party.
I think it's a non-story. I mean, it's a story, but I think the story is the media is all upset because they're not being invited to some fancy party.
They're not being treated.
They need to get over it.
Treated and actually you could argue it and say that it's not a good thing because you're influencing the media, and the media is supposed to be biased, and it's the First Estate, and it's the First Amendment, and there's the Fourth Estate. Sorry, the Fourth Estate, and by God, they shouldn't be getting wooed and pampered by people they're supposed to be reporting on because it biases them.
That's true.
How can you say something bad about somebody that gives you a beautiful dinner and cocktails and a picture with the president?
You ever heard of politics?
Not sure.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I mean, that's
okay
the
with
whole
it.
point of it. But yeah, I'm okay with them not having it.
All right. Well, we agree with that. Me no Trump. He's Grinch. Let's see.
Melania's Christmas decorations.
I loved
are
some of
nice.
them.
They're good.
Yeah. I think she did a nice job. She did a lot
When
of
did
red,
you
white,
have your
blue
private tour?
stuff. Oh,
you
damn
didn't get
it.
a private oh.
Is that why you flew out east?
I was in Maryland, so I was close.
close, yeah.
I was close.
And you didn't bring me back any crab cakes.
No, but I did bring back crab cakes.
Did you really?
But I ate them.
I hate you.
No, I didn't bring back crab cakes.
I did when I was in Maryland.
I'm sure you did.
But I was in a car.
Yeah.
I was goose hunting. I brought dry iced them.
Yeah.
A couple of dozen. Oh, they're good. I had them like eggs Benedict instead of Canadian bacon. They had crab cakes. So you had like an English muffin, crab cake, and poached egg with hollandaise sauce on it.
I'm hungry.
Oh my!
I don't
goodness,
think I ate
was that
dinner.
good.
Oh, I did eat dinner. I'm ready for second dinner.
Yeah, second dinner. Well, yeah, everybody's got to have a second dinner. All right, let's see. You want to go on with Michael Cohen?
I don't know. We're rushing through this stuff.
I know. I don't know that. I don't know much about this. I'm not even sure who he is and why he got sentenced to 3 years in prison. But everybody says it's really light.
Do you really don't know?
Yeah, he's some attorney.
He was Donald Trump's former private attorney.
Yeah, I don't.
And campaign fixer, which seems to be getting a lot of attention, but every campaign has one.
Sure. Apparently, this one wasn't a good one.
He did. He did all right.
Well, but he got caught.
Doing what?
I don't know.
He pled guilty to something that's not even a crime.
I just hope Trump pays the family, a few $100,000 a year for those 3 years he's in prison.
Why?
As a thank you.
A thank you for what?
For taking a bullet for him.
He didn't. He turned on him. And even during the sentencing, he said, yeah, it was Trump's fault. Trump did it.
Oh, well, in that case, I think he's going to... Oh, wait a minute. It's not Hillary, so he won't end up dead.
Right.
All right. You want to go? Well, go ahead.
It's one of those things where he got caught up in the investigation that was trying to get Trump impeached.
Right.
It still is, right? That's all it is. He got caught up in that, and then they get him. It's what they do. They have these huge investigations.
They cut you apart and they find some tiddling little thing.
Yeah, like perjury or something, like a process type crimes. No, I'm not saying that's piddly, but it has nothing to do with what they were investigating.
Right. It's a technicality.
And the whole campaign finance thing, I don't think it was even a crime what he did.
Right.
But he pled guilty to it.
Pundits
he's going to jail for it.
What he did was not illegal. But
and tax evasion,
if he did committed perjury and he's doing time for that, then he did do that.
Right, but it doesn't prove anything about Donald Trump colluding with the Russians.
It has nothing to do with
which is what this whole investigation was supposed to be about.
Of course.
So I hate to say it, but Donald Trump will not be impeached.
Let's go on to...
Wait, I take it back. I don't actually hate to say it. I love to say it.
What?
That
He won't
Donald Trump will not be impeached.
Okay. Good.
He's the best president we've had in the last 4 years.
I know people that are suffering from this, but you know how this opiates or whatever crisis, everybody's dying, overdosing, and
it's real bad. We need to.
All states are enacting laws that the doctors can't do this and that. My wife had surgery, hernia surgery, and I think they gave her like 3 or 4 pain pills.
Yeah,
I said, good luck. Wish we could give you more, but but
you mean like 3 or 4 quantity? Not like 3 or 4 different ones.
No. 3 or 4 total pills
of
the same medication.
Yikes. That'll last you 12 hours. There you go.
And then it says, take these every 2 hours. God damn it. I don't know what's going on. And then I have to listen to her moan and scream out in pain. It was horrible. All right. So anecdotal evidence is saying that there seems to be an increase in suicides as people with chronic pain aren't able to get the pain relief that they want. And I understand that I have not had chronic pain, and I hope to God I never get it, but I've had bad pain for short periods of time, and I can't imagine having pain like that.
I remember that once.
When I broke the rib. That would have been horrible. I wanted to kill myself there. Give me some opiates.
I wanted to kill you. Thought of it if the neighbor hadn't come over.
Got any oxy or whatever? Yeah, that's still a good story.
Yes, it is.
So, doctors have come out and said that the CDC doesn't have any data on this. They're not following it, apparently. But doctors have said that they've had patients who have killed themselves that they were treating and could no longer give them the quantities they want. And then other doctors have said that they've heard patients saying that they will kill themselves. But that's anecdotal and hearsay. So that's an issue as well. So I don't know what we can do, but I don't know how to address this. I mean,
make things legal.
Yeah, that would help.
I think that's it. That's the answer.
Yeah.
Stop regulating crap.
Yeah, and let people die.
Some.
Yeah.
Let people make their own decisions.
I agree. It's like driving cars. People die in car accidents.
Right.
All right, that's all we can say about that. Let them die.
People get killed by guns. We're not trying to outlaw those.
Oh, boy.
What do we have? I don't know what this next thing is.
Well, this is
it's got
interesting.
a naughty word in it.
I think you can say pussified. U.S. campuses are getting pussified more and more. We've heard it, the different things about political correctness, and you can't wear these costumes, and you can't say this, and you have a safe room in here, and these are college students.
I think that's one of the words you can't say on college campus.
Pussified.
I think so.
So the University of Montana Western has a policy that allows for punishing students for mean words, in quotes, because how do you define a mean word?
Oh, you know it when you hear it.
Or, quotes, facial expressions. So now if I give you dirty look or the stink eye, I can get expelled. And if I say mean words while giving you the stink eye,
is that like double expulsion?
I think they'll shoot you.
but not with a gun, because I'm sure those are outlawed.
Yeah, with a marshmallow gun.
This is in Montana too, huh?
I know it. And quoting the school saying, while discussions may become heated and passionate, they should never become mean, nasty, or invective in spoken or printed or emailed words, facial expressions, or gestures, states the student code of conduct. Another area of the code says, committing any act prohibited by this code of conduct may result in expulsion or suspension from the university unless specific and mitigating factors are present. Factors to be considered in mitigation may include the present attitude and past disciplinary record of the offender, as well as the nature of the offense and the severity of any damage, injury, or harm resulting from it. Now, how do they quantify that?
There would be zero damage, injury, or harm
from me giving you the stink
an
eye.
idiot.
Yeah. Wait, what? That hurts.
Oh.
But that's a good point. That's exactly it. Who determines who's been damaged, who's been injured, and who's been harmed for having nasty words, mean words, and facial expressions expressed towards someone?
I have to tell you, the fact
that's all subjective.
The fact that the code of conduct says mean and nasty just makes me not take it seriously at all. Because those, I mean, exactly what you're saying.
It sounds like elementary school words.
Exactly. You still mean.
Don't be nasty to Billy.
Don't be a meanie head. Yeah. But it's so, I mean, like you said, it's so subjective.
These are, young adults starting out in the world, and they're trying to. I'm so frustrated by this. And I remember talking about it 10 years ago even longer than that.
Yeah.
About political correctness and how it's destroying the country.
Yep.
So there you go. Don't go to the University of Montana Western.
Or any university.
Public, anyways.
Right.
There's some private ones you could go to. Can you think of one?
Hillsdale.
Hillsdale's very conservative, constitutionally oriented university.
Alma
College. Alma, pretty conservative. Yeah. Hope College. Those are all Michigan liberal arts colleges, but they're Christian or conservative in nature. Hope College, Albion College. What's the other one? I think we've Calvin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Calvin.
Yeah.
Let's take a break.
Notre Dame.
That's a good Michigan.
Yeah, it's not Michigan. It's close. All right, so let's do a trivia question, please.
Yes, please. Are you?
Will you allow me?
Yes.
All right. So
just this once.
This kind of ties into what we were talking about with cell phones. Because it's about phone calls.
Oh, I know everything about phone calls.
Do you?
No.
Well, then how much did the first 3 minutes of a call cost when commercial telephone services were introduced between New York and London in 1927? So if you wanted to call, if you're in New York, you call London, the first 3 minutes would cost a minimum of this.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's a good question.
It is.
And you won't be bitching about your cell phone costs after I tell you how much it is.
Because it's so cheap.
Yeah.
Did they have surcharges on their texting?
I don't know if they had taxes on there. 27? I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Well, I mean, we did have income tax then, but not.
Did we? When did that start?
Like 1913?
13, yep.
Something like that. So
all right, so that's it. How much did a 3-minute call cost from New York to London in 1927?
Keep an eye out for our new ad. We'll be right back.
All right.
Lock it in. And rip the knob off. Red State Talk Radio.
My Parents Open Carry, a pro-gun kids book from White Feather Press. 13-year-old Brenna and her parents spend their day in typical fashion. But what's not so typical is that Brenna's parents lawfully open carry handguns for self-defense. And the Strongs join a growing number of families who are standing up for their Second Amendment right and bringing gun ownership out of the closet. Order your copy of this unique kids book at myparentsopencarry.com.
It's a bumpy ride through the political jungle with Nate and Brian.
You know advertising works, and as you listen to this right now, so are others. Advertising on the internet is a proven way to get your message out there. So if you have a business or some message you want to get out, why not advertise on At Odds? Our rates are reasonable, and we can create and record an ad for you at no charge. If you already have a 15, 30, or 60-second audio ad, we can play it on our show. At Odds can be heard on Red State Talk Radio, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and you can watch it on our YouTube channel. You can mail us at talk@atoddshow.com, and we can discuss and personalize an ad campaign for you today.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 877-219-8770 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 877-219-8770 to take your call now. Call 877-219-8770. That's 877-219-8770. Again, 877-219-8770.
Whenever I'm feeling a little down under, I can always count on Nate and Brian for their interesting perspective on topics important to freedom and civil rights by listening to the At Odds Show. Nate and Brian cover important topics with insight, intelligence, and of course humor. I can always expect a laugh or two. So if you want to be informed and have a great time, give these guys a listen.
At Odds.
The At Odds Show with the greatest political talk show hosts in history, Nate and Brian. And it's sad that they actually believe that. So give a listen because the delusional need love too.
Are you looking for some way cool t-shirts? Check out ChugDug.com. They have hundreds of crazy fun t-shirts like gun, patriotic, and you better believe zombie shirts. At ChugDug.com, you'll find quality shirts at a quality price. All shirts start at just $10 with free shipping over $50. Mention Radio 1 coupon code at checkout and grab a cool 10% off. That's ChugDug.com. T-shirts with attitude.
Do you need a car? Been shopping only to be turned down because of bad credit, low credit, no credit, bankruptcy, or divorce? Guess what? Today's your lucky day because now you can buy a car, truck, or SUV, just about any vehicle. It's true. Bad credit doesn't matter. No credit doesn't matter. Bankruptcy or divorce, it just doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, your job is your ticket to your new vehicle. We're Auto Credit Express, and we've helped thousands of people just like you. Antonio H. told us, great company, got me connected, and the day I went in, I drove off in the car I wanted. 100% worth your time. Need a car? Get started now and drive off as early as today. Just go to 10ignoremyscore.com right now. That's www.10ignoremyscore.com. Auto financing the easy way. 10ignoremyscore.com. Get started today. Auto financing the easy way.
Hi, I'm Brian.
And I'm Nate.
If you like the At Odds Show,
And we know you do.
why not order your very own At Odds t-shirt sizes small to 6XL in a cool black color?
So support our show. Check out the great prices at chugdug.com or head over to our website, atoddshow.com, and click the link.
And, unlike listening to our show, you won't be disappointed. Hello, I'm Brian.
And I'm Nate.
And from all of us here at the At Odds Show,
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
It's a little early for that, but all right.
How is it early? It's the middle of December.
We've got 12 days.
Yeah, it's early.
We're going to have at least...
Just shut up. I've been celebrating Christmas since Halloween. All right.
You and Walmart.
Yep. Well, that's how I base my life on.
Okay.
So the seasons changed for me. It's a calendar.
Must be Christmas time now.
Yeah, it's a good calendar.
It's
Walmart. Just picked up my bathing suit today. How much did the first 3-minute call from New York to London cost in 1927? We had some guesses.
We did have some guesses.
Okay.
$2 a minute.
No, that's you need to be higher.
$6
higher
for all 3 minutes. $17
higher.
42 cents.
Way higher.
$369.
Ooh, lower.
$98.
Ooh, lower.
$42.
Higher.
$76.
Ooh.
$75.
$75.
Wow, that was congratulations. You win.
Yeah.
The person who guessed that.
You get to hear our voice. Today's dollars, that's $1,032. So over $1,000 for a 3-minute call to New York to London. So it better be important.
Well, it was a bargain too. I mean, you couldn't get a cheaper price with competition.
And if you needed to get a message across fast, I don't even know if Western Union ships aeroplanes. Had they even? I don't even know if they hadn't even flown across the ocean then, had they? Lindbergh went across in 27.
How did they get the signal across the ocean?
They had underground cables.
They had those already?
Yeah.
They couldn't even fly an airplane?
Not until Lindbergh went across in 27.
Wait a second. They have cables underground
all
the way across the ocean?
Yep.
How did they get them down there?
By boat.
So
they actually had factory boats that were making the cable as it was going across the ocean.
Somebody dove down there and buried it?
I don't think so. They dropped it down.
Oh, so it's not actually underground.
It's not under the ground. It's under the water.
Okay. So it's an underwater cable.
They don't need those
might be
much
underground
anymore.
now.
So there you go. Now, this day in history in 1917.
Do you think it's actually on the ocean bottom?
I know they are.
Like how deep's the ocean?
Pretty deep.
And they put enough cable for it to reach
all the way across.
So it's just on the very bottom, huh?
On the bottom. Miles down.
Has anyone verified that?
I don't know. I think they took pictures in 1927 to make sure it's lined up right. All right, in 1917, or they had really tall telephone poles.
Tough to get a flash bulb to work underwater.
Yeah. Maybe they had telephone poles. But I think the problem with the telephone poles was that ships were hitting them.
Yeah.
All right. 1917, Boys Town in Omaha, Nebraska was founded by Father Edward J. Flanagan. A 31-year-old Irish priest opened the doors to a home for troubled and neglected children.
That was nice.
He ran first a working man's hotel for the down and out in Omaha. He saw all of the mistreated and orphaned children and thought they were turning into delinquency and crime and established Boys Town. It's still going on.
That's pretty cool. So the government did it?
I don't think the government
It wasn't the government. That's weird.
No, 1917.
But the government did run the cables across the ocean.
Yes, they did that. Well, I don't know if they did. Could have been private. I think probably Bell did it himself.
Just him and his little fishing boat.
Damn it.
It's a rowboat.
Come here, Watson. I need you. We're sinking. This cable's a lot heavier than I thought it was. Are you Googling that? See if they have underground cables going across the Atlantic?
No, I know they do. All
right. Oh, this is sad news. Let's do some state and actually some local stuff. This has happened a while ago, November 16th. It was the second day of the Michigan gun season for deer in my township, unfortunately. But the Michigan State Police are investigating, and the Bath Township Police are investigating the death of an avid hunter and father of 9, Chong Yang. He's Laotian. He's from Laos. But been in the United States for decades. 68-year-old man was hunting deer on a public property when he was killed under unknown circumstances, other than he was shot. He was wearing hunter orange, and his gun and his backpack were missing.
Yeah.
And he was found in the woods. I found some additional information talking to the chief of police, and I thought he was by the side of the road in a parking area by his car, like he was coming in for the night and got shot or something. But no, it was in the middle of the woods. You know who found him?
Another hunter?
No. His family went out looking for him.
Oh, really?
So his own family found him out there.
Yikes.
It'd be horrible.
Yeah.
So there's a GoFundMe. There's a big reward for information. They don't really have too much of an idea of whether it was an accident, whether it was a murder, whether the person that shot them was the one that took his stuff or someone else took his stuff and found him dying or dead.
I think no one's even really sure if he had his stuff to begin with, right?
Well, he was out hunting.
He was alone.
Yeah, but it makes sense that he would have had a gun in his little pack, which apparently he used, and the family knew that, because he hunted almost every day out there for deer and had been for decades. So it's pretty sad. So if anybody has good information, you can look at the Bath Township hunter that was shot, and it'll come up. Remember we did the story about, this was in Pontiac, Michigan, which was a little dictatorship town that's just horrible in the metro Detroit area, northern metro area.
Yes.
There was a case where a guy pulled into a gas station where a cop was giving somebody a ticket in the parking lot of the gas station. So he came up and used his First Amendment right and started playing a song by who was it?
NWA.
And who was that?
What?
And that Ice Cube?
Ice Cube's in there?
Yeah. And it was F the police, but they don't say F.
They don't.
No.
Coming straight from the underground.
And he was playing it so the cop could hear it, right?
He turned it up and then went in to the gas station to buy a drink
something
or whatever. I don't know.
So he came back out, cop finished up giving the ticket, and comes over to him and says, yeah, I know why you're playing that song, it doesn't bother me, blah, blah, blah. Oh, by the way, here's your ticket for a noise ordinance.
And, oh, by the way, it's a misdemeanor charge.
Yep.
With jail time.
And fines, yeah. So there is a, should we plug the attorney?
Oh, Nicholas Somberg? No, we should not plug him.
It wasn't Nick's.
It was, so we're not going to
say his name.
No.
He does a lot of pro bono stuff for constitutional issues, and he did this case pro bono. And they had video on the police video where you couldn't even hear the music till the cop gets up to the car. I mean, you could hear it if you're standing next to it, but it wasn't like blaring super loud.
Yeah.
It wasn't a nuisance or anything. So, and the guy says it was because he was playing that particular song and not necessarily the noise that he got the ticket. So they're fighting it on a First Amendment basis. And they go and try to get it dropped, and they're not going to drop it. And then they were offered deals, and he wasn't going to take deals. And the prosecutor said to the attorney, and by the way, the prosecutor is an attorney hired by the city of Pontiac. They have their own attorneys.
Right.
So it's not a county prosecutor or something. It's just a law firm that does it. They said, we've got too much invested. You're being a dick on Facebook and embarrassing our city that we're going to take this to the fullest and blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
And oh, by the way, judge says you can't use the First Amendment.
Well, they filed a motion to
ban for posting on Facebook.
Two things.
Yeah, two things.
One was they didn't want the defense to mention the Constitution or the First Amendment because it might confuse the jurors.
Sure.
Which is insane.
Right.
And then the other one was, the attorney made an event on Facebook and invited people to come to the trial, which is open to the public, and they tried to get that stopped.
Right. And one was upheld and one wasn't.
Yeah, so the judge did say that you cannot mention the Constitution or the First Amendment, but this is a public trial and people are allowed to come.
So they go to jury trial because that's what he wanted. He wanted to get judged by a jury because they know how ridiculous it is.
Always go with a jury.
So they picked the jury. They had the trial. Didn't last long. There was only one witness, which was a police officer, I guess. They played their own video that they made of the car in the same spot, I guess, playing at the volume that he was playing, and then walked toward him with a video camera, and you couldn't hear it until he was like 10 feet away.
Yeah.
Anyways, defense rests. Jury goes to deliberate. How long, Nate?
9 minutes.
9 minutes. They come back with not guilty. So it was a good victory, but it's not going to stop them from doing it again.
Yeah, it doesn't actually have any bearing on the ordinance, the noise ordinance, which is arbitrary anyway. It doesn't really do anything to the police officer that very clearly wrote the ticket
because of that song.
Because of that song, which is a violation of the First Amendment, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
They may have some civil suit against him, and I hope
they do, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Yeah.
So anyways, good news for that.
Really good news.
Whether I don't know how you feel about police or not, but you certainly should be a defender of your First Amendment, right?
Yes, exactly.
Michigan.
Also, it's a good song.
The state of Michigan has now finally got online a renewal system for a concealed pistol license. So if you want to renew, you don't have to go to the damn county, fill out a bunch of paperwork, pay your money and do all that crap. You can do it online, which is nice.
There's been since that went live, I saw some data. There's been a huge uptick in Russian applications for Michigan CPLs.
Excellent. I love that.
So I think the Russians are meddling in the
process,
the Michigan CPL application process, but that's all right.
Yeah. Russia, I heard, had even lightened up a little bit on their firearms laws, and they're allowing citizens now of good standing to get handgun permits and stuff like that. Yeah.
Turning into Canada.
Well, I think they're worried about Muslim invasion.
You think so?
No, I don't know. There's a lot of Muslims in Russia anyways.
Okay.
Well, they are.
That's a cool story.
They have a big Asian
might
population.
Might be worried
there.
about aliens.
I wouldn't be worried about aliens. Well, depends what kind of alien.
We don't need to be with our Space Force.
Not now. All right, what about this? We talked about this story. Remember the guy that we talked about who cut a bunch of trees down on his own property and was fined $400,000 because they were historic trees and stuff?
Canton Township, right?
Right. Well, because of that, the Michigan Senate has proposed a bill that says that it would prohibit local governments from telling owners of commercial property, not private residential per se, commercial property, they cannot remove trees on their own land. Passed the Senate in November, late November. Let's see, what does it say? It says it would prohibit officials from restricting property owners' ability to remove vegetation from their land, cut down trees, or trim them. Require landowners to get it would preempt them from having to get a permit. So in other words, it's your land, it's a private property issue if they want to cut it down. Now, there's opposition, of course, and one of the things was it was the Municipal League in Michigan, which is,
of course,
pro-government.
I mean, that's
league.
what it is.
Right.
The local governments become members of it, and it helps them with legal things. And
they have seminars and all this stuff.
Yep.
You can take classes and stuff on government. Anyways, they produced a graphic on their site, I guess, that said that each tree, this is crap, each tree has a value of $193,000.
Okay.
I have a couple of trees in my house, on my property.
You want to sell them?
I want to sell them for $193,000 each.
Well, I'll take half that for some of mine.
Now, this figure was determined by a professor at the University of Calcutta.
Is that in Michigan?
No, it's not. Now, the graphic claims a tree that lives 50 years will generate, it'll generate $31,000 worth of oxygen. And it'll cut out $62,000 of air pollution. It will increase soil fertility by $31,000.
This is...
recycling of water and provides a home for animals that's valued at $37,000.
Okay. Two things. One, this is even better. I want to start selling the oxygen for my trees.
Right.
And two, the damn animals using them as home.
Rent.
They're behind on their rent.
Damn right. Now, that $193,000 doesn't include the value of fruits, lumber, or beauty.
Lumber?
Lumber. And beauty derived
How do you get lumber from it?
You have to cut it down.
Okay.
Even you should know
what
that.
in the world?
So, yeah.
That's silly. You know what I don't like? The state government telling local governments what they can do.
Right.
So, I'm on the fence, but still.
We got 5 minutes?
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous.
All right, so this
what are
is
we going to do?
Well, I want to do the PETA thing just because.
Oh, you don't want to talk about the French people that
we can
run around like Antifa?
Yeah, the communists that want
not.
more
Let's
taxes.
talk about PETA. This is good. Speciesism.
Speciesism. It's maybe old news to some of our listeners, but PETA doesn't like the fact that we have certain, homespun, what do you call them, axioms and metaphors when you're talking about something.
Sure.
And so,
like what?
Well, let's say kill a bird with two, or kill a bird.
See, that's why PETA doesn't like it.
Kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah, I mean, not to beat a dead horse, but you keep messing things up today.
Right. They say feed two birds with one scone.
Oh, okay. I don't think scones are healthy for birds.
And then instead of beat a dead horse, you feed a horse.
Feed a fed horse. Which, again,
I read that
if
wrong.
the horse is already fed, you shouldn't be feeding it. It will become obese. So PETA must hate animals. That's my take on this.
So you can't use terms like ivory soap.
Why?
Elephant ivory.
Oh, I get it. That's funny.
I used to
I thought
say
the soap was slippery.
That guy was slipperier than a pail of pig livers.
Yeah,
that's how
and
you
they
can't
are
say
very,
that kind of stuff.
they are very
There's
slippery.
tons of metaphors where we use animals and stuff.
I mean, but PETA really did call it speciesism.
Yes.
Like, by doing that, they're trying to equate it with racism. That's really what they're doing.
Right.
Which is pretty insane.
And they want to get attention for themselves.
Because, I mean, we might have some real issues that we should focus on rather than the birds that... Oh, by the way, birds don't speak English. So they don't know if you're saying kill two birds with one stone.
Let's see. Speaking of animals, this is a good idea. Did you hear about this, the holiday sleepovers?
We're just skipping the French.
An animal shelter in Ohio is helping its dogs find forever homes this Christmas through a holiday sleepover, which allows community members to take a dog home for a few days.
Idea.
Yeah. And oftentimes the families want to have and keep the dog.
Yeah.
So it's a good adoption thing.
There's I can't think. There's a cat thing around here. They use foster parents, basically, so they don't have to pay for a shelter. It's not quite the same thing, but it's nice. So the animals actually get to hang out, in a home, not in a cage in a shelter.
Right, and they say that the holiday season is people have a lot of old memories of when they were a kid and the family dog was there, and as you get older,
it's a very stressful time, and having a dog around I like that. Lowering blood pressure. What?
I got to get going here.
Okay, I think we're almost out of time.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. All right. I think we're out of time. See you next week.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.